This car has 2,000 miles. We're doing an oil change and just a quick check around. Customer just bought the vehicle. Really needs some exhaust. Pulling the cover out to have access to the oil drain plugs and oil filter. This is all rocks. That's a sign of a track car. See a little bit of metal shavings on the engine ray. Still right there. So those metal shavings are usually from the engine still breaking in, so it's normal. The first oil change is doing it. You see a little bit of the metal coming from the oil. We got this beautiful 2007 997. This car came from another shop. Couple issues, car did not drive, body up and running. Customer wants to do some service on the car, flushes and replacing the spark plugs and coils. One of those spark plugs is seized. We're having a hard time to remove, so let's get to it and see if we can make it happen. Have to take the intercooler out, couple shields, bumper of course, exhaust, to have access to it. So we need to access with some tools.
So this is one of the spark plugs?
Yes. So we have to hammer one of the sockets in, completely shredded.
Oh yeah.
There's a 16, we hammer a 15 on it. Remember, probably service somewhere else. How they did it, we have no idea, but we're here to fix it. Every Porsche, it's basically a procedure that we do once we pull the spark plugs out. We always take a look into the cylinder wall, make sure there's no scratches. It's a high compression engine. It's very important to have good cylinder wall, good piston rings to be able to get the compression that we need. We got the piston all the way down. We'll look the cylinder wall, make sure there's no spores. Turn it a little bit more. We're gonna bring the piston a little bit. Here we go, all the way down. Everything healthy. So all the way around, we do a 360. It's probably because this car has been sitting for a while and he ended up corroding the cylinder walls. Let me take a look into the valves, looking good. A little bit of carbonization, but if you see right there, those spots, those are corrosion spots. So that means probably the car's been sitting for a while with the moisture, everything inside the engine that causes those. We always try to look for these lines, those cross lines. Turbos, the way to check, I always check the shaft play. Like I said, this project is probably 10 years old, so as we expected, a little bit of play on these turbos. Only play you expect a little bit of plates up and down, back and forward with the direction of the shaft. You're not supposed to have any play. In this case, we do have a little bit up and down, a little bit of play back and forward, so it definitely indicates a little bit of worn out, internal worn out. So every time we replace the spark plugs, very important. Even though the spark plugs are brand new, it's always good to recheck the gap, right? So these spark plugs are 0.28 or 0.7 millimeters, but just check the gap, right? Nice and smooth. Cannot have too much play, cannot be too tight. So this one is good. Spark plugs can drop, you know, delivery that you can get hit with something, can close the gap, open the gap, so it's very important to check before we put them in place. You got the coil. Every time you're doing spark plugs, highly recommended to do the coils. 996, 997, they're known for cracking those coils and start misfire. So it's very important. Every time you do spark plugs, make sure you replace the coil. You're already in there, might do it. Intercooler in place, heat shields, spark plug replaced, coil. So my job is done.